What are the rarest action figures from the biggest 1980s toy lines, but ones you can actually buy in stores or as legit mail-away offers? Today we count down 10 toys, all grails, and why they're scarce, and what to do if you're on the hunt for one. Let's go. From Kenner to Mattel to Hasbro, the 1980s toy era pulled off some of its most epic surprises. Late waves, regional releases, and mail-away offers that few kids ever saw. This means today that those figures are the holy grails. I wanted to know which toys were the rarest from the major toy lines of the 80s. These are chosen for rarity, and ones that kids could have actually got their hands on. So none that were prototypes, no first shots, and no employee samples. It either came from a store or your mailbox. Starting at number 10, The Real Ghostbusters by Kenner. Haunted Humans Mail Fraud Ghost. Released in 1988 and available at retail, he was basically a mailman that changed into something gone postal. Within all the great releases of RGB, the Haunted Humans subline is one fan's chase complete, with these toys almost being called possessed pedestrians. And although Mail Fraud Ghost isn't the priciest and probably the least expensive action figure on this list, to find it in fully complete or on card in a clean condition, it's a surprisingly tricky pickup. But if you want to get technical, the rarest RGB items overall are typically the 1991 Ectoglow series. And these are really tough to find and pricey to collect. I just wanted to throw those in there since it's technically outside our 1980s focus. At number 9, from the Superpowers collection by Kenner, Cyborg from 1986, released in Wave 3 and available at retail. Third Wave Cyborg shipped as the line ended in 1986. And as we all know as collectors, shorter runs make big demands. Considered by auctioneers and collectors among the rarest US retail Superpowers figures, especially carded. And if you're looking for one of these, it only came in the 33 back in the US packaging with no mini comic. You'll have to get the even more rare international Estrella version for that. And before you buy one, verify that all 3 hand attachments are there. Number 8, from Silverhawks by Kenner, Quicksilver Ultrasonic Suit, released in 1988 and available at retail. Series 2 Ultrasonic figures hit the shelves as the line was fizzling in 1988. So carded examples are super hard to find on today's secondary market, costing several thousands for ones in great shape. But loose figures are easier to find, just maybe not complete. It's often missing his bird, Tallyhawk, and his visor is often found broken. Coming in at number 7, from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Playmates, it's the Early Shredder, available in 1988 and 1989 at retail. Amid the mountain-sized turtle sales, you can definitely find Shredder loose and complete these days for reasonable prices. But early Shredder variants with the soft head and the blue-purple cape combos and the early head sculpt are a sleeper rarity if you can find these complete and clean. And finding this on card is a lot of collectors' grails, with the first launch card having the fan club flyer. That is super sought after by collectors. He came with a sword, ninja stars, daggers, kama, and a weapon rack. So if you're on the hunt for this now, just look out for those. And the soft head versions often show wear, making pristine examples of this figure commanding a premium price. At number 6, from M.A.S.K by Kenner, Split Seconds, released in 1989 through 1990 in the late retail wave. These toys went super under the radar. They didn't even have a TV marketing campaign produced. The toys would split into 2 parts, a ground and air vehicle. Having the Split Seconds logo on the box, the final wave is notorious for a scarce US presence, but got a heavier European distribution as the line started cooling down. This makes finding sealed multi-language cards and complete sets legitimately scarce. The European versions didn't even use the Split Second logo on the box. And if you find a sealed box example in the wild, it's a true treasure. So if it's listed for a good price, snag it. At number 5, from Thundercats by LJN, Bengali, released in 1987 and available at retail. This figure came with the Hammer of Thundera. This was a late series hero, released as LJN throttled back distribution. Bengali turns up loose more often than not, but the hammer is often gonzo. And seeing carded examples in great condition is like seeing a winning lottery ticket. It's just rare and it's super pricey. But if you do find one, just know that paint rubs on the torso and legs are typical. He has 2 color variants in its head, and his Battlematic action lever that's on his back is often found broken. So make sure to look at good reference photos before you shell out the cash to buy this. Coming in at number 4, from Masters of the Universe by Mattel, it's the Laser Power He-Man and Laser Light Skeletor. Released in 1988 and only in European retail stores. Largely distributed in Italy and Spain, this came out at the end of the Motu line. These releases came with electronics. Skeletor having his laser staff that would light up and LED lights in his eyes. He-Man having a laser sword that was powered by a huge backpack. They came in a limited run, and with fragile internal parts, this makes it hard to find one in working order today. These are among vintage Motu's toughest retail pieces to find complete or carded for collectors, and almost impossible to find in great and complete shape. If you see one of these figures in the wild, just know that corrosion or yellowing are common on these figures. Check the wiring and battery covers. Often these are missing and corroded. Values for the Skeletor version routinely dwarf most of the other action figures in the line. And one more thing, the hood, it's removable and often torn or missing. So if you are a true completionist, start your search for these now. Save up your money or get very, very lucky out there in the wild. And a special mention Motu figure, and probably one of the most popular variants out there, the Wonder Bread He-Man, also called Savage He-Man. Was it a mail-away or was it available in stores? Long called the Wonder Bread He-Man, this figure was never a Wonder Bread promotion. Instead, it was part of a buy 3, get 1 free mail-away promotion that was only offered in a small number of stores. This action figure is super rare. So if you're trying to find this one in the wild, treat the accessories with skepticism. Many loose examples carry weapons from other packs or are complete reproduction pieces. Number 3, from Transformers G1 by Hasbro, Reflector, released in 1986 as a US mail-away offer. Reflector came as 3 robots to form a camera: Spectro, Spyglass, and Viewfinder. This toy skipped US toy shelves and was a mail-away only. And if you were one of the lucky ones to send in for this, these sets got heavy play with kids, making even loose examples hard to find in good shape today. And finding all 3 bots with the accessories in the telephoto lens, the flash cube, and the missiles in a set with paperwork and the original mailer box, that's super hard to find. With sealed boxes being a holy grail for Transformer collectors. Takara Japan did sell this at retail in 1986, and that one has a spring-loaded missile launcher. At number 2, from G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero by Hasbro, the Starduster Mail-Away from 1986 and 1987. Starduster was a mail-in promotion on the 1985 boxes of G.I. Joe Action Stars cereal, and in later years from Hasbro Direct. And it's notoriously tough to find these days in any of its 3 variants. Especially the first variant A with the Recondo torso. Although many hardcore Joe collectors dispute there even being a B version for never being found in a baggie, with the C version having a Duke torso. Serious collectors regularly rank Starduster as one of the hardest 80s Joes to get complete and in good shape, eclipsing the Mickey Mouse logo V1 Cobra Commander. Finding any of the Stardusters is going to take some reference photos to make sure you understand what you exactly have. I would suggest looking online to yojo.com. Baggied examples exist and are almost impossible to find. And if you have the paperwork and mailer box, you have a certified grail, my friend. And as a side note, you can also include the international retail Argentina Cobra Mortal by Plastorama from the early 80s. It's a chrome red and white Snake Eyes repaint sold carded in Argentina, and it's a global grail for Joe collectors. Another one is Steel Brigade, offered as a mail-away build-your-own Joe. Version A is the most rare, and the later gold-headed with the bright green chest from a 1992 mail-away is another one that Joe collectors love. And at number 1, from Star Wars by Glasslite in Brazil, Vlix, released in 1988 at retail from the Droids cartoon line of toys. The original releases of the Droids action figures were based on the cartoon series and only had 12 figures in Series 1. And the only figure to get released in Series 2 was Vlix. While this figure was never given a release in the US, Vlix did hit stores, but only in Brazil, under Glasslite's Droids line. It's widely regarded by the Star Wars collector community as the rarest commercially released Star Wars figure, period. Surviving carded examples are extremely limited and often go for record-setting amounts. And if you find one loose in the wild, beware of customs floating amongst the real deals. Do your research on what an authentic Vlix is supposed to look like. So if you're really keen on buying one of these and you're not sure what you're looking at, consider buying Vlix graded instead. At least you know it's been authenticated. And some other special mentions on the rare Star Wars toy list. There's the Yak Face made in 1985 that never saw a dedicated US release. Then there was the Vinyl Cape Jawa that only saw a limited release before it was replaced by the Cloth Cape Jawa. And the Blue Snaggletooth, which was only available in 1978 in the Sears exclusive Cantina Adventure Set or as a 2-pack with Greedo. But the crown on true rarity goes to Vlix. Do you have any of these in your collection? If so, I want to be friends with you. Let me know in the comments which ones you would add to this list. And if you want to support this channel and help me keep producing videos week after week, please become a Patreon member. I thank all of my Patreon supporters. And please like and subscribe if you found this video interesting. And for more videos on vintage toys and their history, click the videos on your screen now. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.